So good morning. Woohoo! It's a chilly one today, but I've got 6 locks to get through. 3 of them's a staircase, so it shouldn't take me too long. We woke up today to a bit of a frost. The sun's now come up, which is lovely. But yeah, anyway, let's get cracking. So I'm really looking forward to today. The plan is to get through the locks, do the services at the top, such as emptying my toilet, filling with water, and then head to Whitchurch to meet my mum for lunch because I've not seen her for a while. And then my plan for the rest of the week is to get myself to Ellesmere. Look at this bywash here. This is really going to push me. Little Bonny sat there as well. She's so gorgeous. You been a good girl, Bonny? So after setting this lock, I made my way slowly into it and then up the next 2 locks. And the good thing about these is they're quite close together, so once your boat is up in one, you can then walk ahead and set the next. Sometimes setting the lock so I can cruise straight into them can take just as long as actually doing the lock itself. At the end of the day, it's all about emptying and filling them with water to raise and lower the boat. The staircase locks up ahead though are very different. There aren't any of these pounds to cruise in between. The top gates of one lock are the bottom gates of the next, so everything has to be spot on. So my boat's up in the lock, so I'm going to go now and check out this staircase, and there's a sign here now showing that. So according to that sign, the bottom lock needs to be empty so I can cruise in, then the middle lock needs to be full and the top lock needs to be full, and that's presumably so it'll fill the bottom lock and then the middle lock. And there's a lovely little cafe here, look at this. I think we're done now. This one's full. The top one already had a paddle up on it, so I presume you just leave that like that. And the bottom one is now empty. So, we're ready to do. We usually have volunteers on this, because it is a little bit complicated, but there aren't any. So, just got to try your best. Look at Bonny, she is so chilled out. She loves it on the boat roof. Onwards to the staircase, and I have to say, as much as I'm smiling, I'm actually crapping myself. Ooh. See, in the summer, there's boaters all about and there's volunteers on, but in the winter, they're in. So here we go, straight into the bottom of the staircase. And you can see here the gates of the lock ahead are holding back a hell of a lot of water. So this gate is actually leaking quite badly. It's starting to fill the lock without me even opening a paddle. So I'm just going to slowly operate the paddle because too much water in the lock can really throw your boat around. And also I'm going to go back now just to check the front of the boat because it's hard to see the boat from where I am. So just check everything's okay. So at this point everything was going well. I managed to open the gates fine, started to pull the boat through into the next chamber, and then it sort of all went a little bit wrong. So using my mighty pirate strength, I was pulling the boat into the second lock chamber and it just grounded to a halt. I could not move it. The boat had now got itself stuck between both locks on the sill, right in the middle. So if the bottom lock was as leaky as this one, that means that water could drop and my boat could be like a seesaw. So I was starting to panic quite a bit here. Being trapped between 2 locks is not a good place to be. Thankfully, right in the middle of what I can only describe as a mild emotional collapse, my mum turned up, closely followed by another boater heading this way. Between us, we made a plan. I jumped back on board and gave the boat some proper revs, but she was just stuck fast. So the paddles were opened, letting water rush down in the hope it would lift the boat off the sill. This was something I just couldn't have done on my own. I couldn't be up there and down here at the same time. And my heart was in my ears. It was pounding. I could hear it beating. It was just a very frightening experience. And also remember, like I said last week, this is my home. I've soloed thousands of locks over the years, narrow, wide, staircase, even electric ones, and this experience really knocked my confidence. But in true pirate style, all was well in the end, thanks to my lovely mum and a fellow boater who came to the rescue. Oh my goodness, I've just moored up here now, just at the services to empty my toilet, full of water and bins and that. But I am shaking, absolutely shaking. I really did think I was going to lose my home at one point. You know, it wasn't wedged at the sides, it was stuck on that sill between the two locks. I couldn't do anything about it as one person. I couldn't flush myself out because I couldn't get to the boat when I was doing the paddles, and it was just an absolute nightmare. So thank goodness my mum turned up and that boat was behind, because I just don't know what I would have done, because I was worried the water was continuing to leak whilst the boat was stuck there. Oh, but I'm really shaking. It's proper knocked my confidence, this has. And I was chatting to two other boaters when I was doing the bins just then, and they've both got stuck in here over the last few days. And one of them was saying it's common. Apparently lots of boats are getting stuck because the locks are leaking so badly. Well, anyway, I need a rum. No, what I'm going to do now is, my mum's outside now, I'm going to go meet her at the car, and we're going to go into Whitchurch, have some lunch together, let myself calm down, and then hopefully in the morning I'll keep going. But that really has knocked me a little bit. Oh, anyway, thank goodness for mums, eh? So me and my lovely mum headed into Whitchurch. It's a proper old market town with roots going right back to Roman times, and it's been a stopping point for travellers for centuries, which somehow felt very fitting after the day I'd had. We went for lunch and then followed it up with a bit of charity shop retail therapy, and then I headed back to the boat and called it a day. Good morning, it's another cold one today. Woohoo! But I'm still here at the top of Grindley Brook staircase locks, and I just needed an afternoon with me mum and just a couple of days off to just kick me into action and get on the move again. Today it's lovely and blue, the sun's out even though it's really cold, and it's quite energising. You know, it's saying, come on Heidi, get your arse into gear and get moving, which is what I'm going to do. Only a short cruise though. I'm just heading to Whitchurch because I'm desperate for supplies and there's a big Aldi there. Anyway, that's the plan. Bonny's ready, the Jolly Rogers are ready, and the rum wench is drinking a rum, so let's go. So my original plan was to fly up and down the Llangollen in 6 weeks because there's a stoppage at Coisley Lock and I needed to be off by January. However, I forget things in winter, like obviously you get bad weather, so there's days where you can't cruise. Also, I'm still working, I have to work, so I can't cruise every day. So we're just going to wing it, I think, and see how I feel and see how it is. That's boat life for me, you know. No schedule, no appointments, no deadlines, just enjoying every single moment. So we just made it here to Whitchurch, and I've got to tackle now this lift bridge. And then I'll find somewhere to moor because I'm absolutely freezing. I've only been cruising about 20 minutes and I am so cold. Oh, bless him, this lovely guy off a boat down there is doing the lift bridge for me. So, oh, bless him. That's so kind of you, because I was in a bit of dilemma then. Thank you so much. Kindness of boaters, I keep saying it, but it's so true. It's busy here. It's busy. Middle of winter. Such a wonderful community. So I was hoping to actually more on this bit of a stretch here, but this bit here, which is free, is a winding hole where you turn your boats. So you shouldn't moor there because it makes it very difficult, boats trying to turn. So I'm going to keep going and find the next available mooring. And it can't be here because there's boats triple moored. So I can't moor opposite, because otherwise boats can't get through. But I'll find somewhere. It's tighter than a nun's chuff coming through here, so just hope no other boat comes. So I've just moored up here on the outskirts of Whitchurch. It's the first place I could get myself in. But you know what, it's not so bad because there's a big road there which is a bit noisy, but I'm sure that takes me to Aldi so I can get all my supplies on board. It's just perfect. It's just where I need to be at this time. But a huge thank you to the lovely gentleman that helped me through the swing bridge, the lift bridge. It just really speeds things up and makes your day, and it's made my day. Anyway, whew, let's go inside and get warm because I'm absolutely freezing. So that's some supplies on board which should do me for a few days. Good morning. It's not a brilliant day today, but I'm going to cruise on. I want to try and get to Ellesmere over the next couple of days. It's about 7 hours away, I think. Well, it will be for me anyway because there's a few lift bridges and they're a nightmare when you're a solo boater. But we're going to just see how far we get today before it either pees down, I get blown to bits, not in a good way, or I've just had enough. So after the disaster on the staircase locks the other day, let's hope these lift bridges don't give me any trouble. But that mooring back there, I can really highly recommend because it's just a short walk to the Aldi, which is on the main road. So brilliant for getting all your supplies back to the boat. So we're just coming up now to our first lift bridge, which thankfully is already open. But there's a lot of lift bridges on this stretch, and that's because back in the olden days, the farmers used to move livestock from one field to the other across the bridges, because most of the land's flat round here. And back then as well, the lift bridges were made from wood, and you could lift them with one hand, even a child could lift them. But nowadays they're made of metal, and they have big weights on, and they're quite heavy, and they have to be done with a windlass. What I'm going to do here is moor on the lift landing and then push my bow across, because the controls are always on the off side, so there's no way once you've opened the bridge of getting back onto your boat. So there we go, our first lift bridge of the day completed. Absolutely knackered now. So we're just coming up now to my next lift bridge. This is really when it's best following another boat that's got crew, because they're opening for themselves and you can just slip in. But there's not many boats on the move today. I've not passed one moving boat yet. So that's another one done, but it got a little bit stressful because cars were waiting. And as a solo boater, I cannot do it fast. I can't go any faster than they do. And they didn't pip, they were very polite, but you just feel awful, don't you, inside? So we're coming up now to another bridge, and I don't know if it's a lift bridge or a swing bridge. It's one that you have to move anyway. I'm not sure till I get there. I've got to get off the boat and faff about anyway. And then I think it's just a nice long stretch then until I'm more up. No locks today. There must have been about 300 turns on that one. My arms are killing me. Who needs a gym, eh, when you live on a boat? But it's done, and that's the main thing. Just here to the right is Wixhall Moss, and it's the third largest lowland raised bog in Britain. And there's miles of it. It's a big nature reserve now. Wonderful for walking. But back in the day, because of all the bogs around here, they built this canal on wood, as it were. They put loads of logs in the bottom and timbers and clay so they could build the canal, because it kept sinking as they were trying to build it, and that's what they came up with to fix it. But there were lots of people got stuck in the bogs, and even horses, because back then, remember, all the boats were horse-drawn. So there were many a saving mission, because the horses had wandered into the bog and they had to be lifted out with ropes. Yeah, all amazing back in the day. So when you think about it, really, because the Jolly Roger now is cruising on a canal that's actually got wooden timbers on the bottom, it's a bit like walking the plank, isn't it? That there's the entrance to Mammoth Tower. And another really interesting fact about these mosses, they date back to so long, even before the pyramids. And because there's loads of peat, because they used to dig all the peat out and stuff, and peat preserves things, they found mammoth bones. They also found preserved bodies, 2,000-year-old bodies, because the peat had kept them looking wonderful. Yeah, amazing, isn't it? And sometimes you just cruise past stuff and you don't see what's around. But these have got so much history, these mosses. Let's hope we don't sink into them today. You'll notice on this section to Ellesmere, lots of meres all around us. You know, we keep passing these expanses of water here and there, and they were actually caused by glaciers over 10,000 years ago. Mental, isn't it? just amazing. Anyway, I'm going to be finding somewhere to moor very shortly because it's starting to get really cold now and it'll be dark soon. It's getting on for 4 o'clock. So I want to find somewhere nice to moor, then I will do so and continue my journey to Ellesmere in the morning. So we've just timed that well. I've just moored up here at another one of my favourite moorings, which is Blakemere. So we've got the canal here that I'm on, and right there is the mere. So just beautiful views, and it's so peaceful here, but I am only going to do one night. On my way back down, once I've been to the end of this canal, I'm going to stay 2 weeks here. But for today, just the night. Anyway, it's getting a bit nippy now, so I'm going to go in and get some tea on. So the rain's finally stopped and the sun's started to shine, so it's time to go. And it's not far today, I think it's only about an hour, but we have got a tunnel. It's only a short tunnel, Ellesmere Tunnel, and it's originally built of sandstone. And when they were building it many years ago, around the 1800s and that, they had a real problem digging through the sandstone because they kept hitting springs and it kept leaking and bits were falling in on itself. But obviously back then they persevered and yeah, we're going to go through that today. Right, let's go. Hey, what a change in an hour, eh? Beautiful blue skies now. Whereas this morning it was quite overcast. And then we had that torrential rainstorm. Well, that's England, that. All different weathers in a day. But as I say, I'm going to stop here for much longer on the way back when I've got more time. I want to stay for at least a week. It's so beautiful. And the last time I stayed here, actually, I had no internet at all, no Wi-Fi. Now, last night I was able to stream Netflix all night long. I've not tried to upload a video, but streaming was perfect with my new aerial, my antenna. It's just been a game changer, that. It's all the little things in it, because the last time I was on this canal I had a nightmare with internet. But I think I still do need to be in busy spots for uploading videos. For me, it's not so much the download speed, it's always about the upload. And for my job as well, my work, because I'm uploading big files all the time, you know, with my badge designs. So I do all these events and school orders now, and there's a lot of back and to with big files. Anyway, we've got the tunnel coming up now. It's only a little in, but I do love a good tunnel. The lights on. So is the beginning of tunnels, that's the hard bit, and bridges and locks. Once you get that nose in, the rest just slides in. Rude. Here we go. And the other thing that makes it difficult, the tunnels on the Llangollen, this one and Chirk Tunnel, is you've got the flow. And when you get to a narrow section, the flow gets really fierce. And though it's nothing like a river, you can still feel it. And the trick is not to put loads of revs on. People's instinct is straight away, as soon as your boat starts to slow, crank the revs up. But that just makes your boat dig deeper into the water. So it's best just to go slow. I learned this with the Rum Wench. She had a big propeller, just to stay slow. There's no rush. If there was a rush, we wouldn't be on a boat, would we? Or on the canal.
75 years later.
That's it. Done. Right, onwards to Ellesmere. I've just moored up in the lovely Ellesmere and I'm about to go meet my friends now and head around the town. There's a little Christmas celebration going on, which I'm going to take you with me. But I just thought there's time, isn't there, for a little tit of rum. So I just want to say as well, thank you for whoever sent me this. I think it might have been Alex. I've already got a bottle of this on the boat. It's very, very strong stuff. It's one of those drinks you save for when you've got mates on board that have got strong stomachs. But I'm going to try this pineapple rum again. Somebody suggested that I have it with like a fruity drink, which I am. I've just got this tropical crush. I'm going to pour this in here, and whilst I am pouring this, a huge thank you to this week's pirate crew. Thank you for everything that you do. It actually smells a lot nicer. So let's try tropical crush and pineapple rum. Cheers, everyone. Hopefully this will warm us up before we go back outside. That is absolutely lovely. It tastes like pop. Anyway, let's go and see what's going on in Ellesmere tonight. So that's it for this week. A massive thank you to Marsha, Nelson and Peter and my lovely, gorgeous patrons. Please take care, stay safe, and I'll see you next week.